how did you get that footage of Diddy?
I figured most journalists would not disclose their sources.
If Sean Combs watches this, what do you think he's going to feel?
Like, wow, this is amazing. I think he's going to say this is the best documentary I've seen in a long time. My favorite villain? I kind of like Diddy.
There are no misconceptions about me.
You pressing Bieber?
Yeah.
Yo, what's up? Like, I'm calling you and answering.
Yeah, that was low.
That was weird,
that was crazy.
That was weird. They did not run through Bieber.
There was... Why you not answering your phone like y'all?
One person who was always anti-Diddy and was always speaking about Diddy as a problematic person was 50 Cent. And it turns out that it's just been announced that he's created a docu-series on Netflix. I can't wait to see this. The other end of that, every person who has tried to speak out about this, who has tried to speak out about the industry, the type of people that...
When Justin came back from that party, what state was he in? And who was actually responsible for what happened to him? Was it Diddy, or was it someone else?
Hey, young brother, everything's good? Selling out arenas and everything? Starting to act different, huh? You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you try to get in contact with me, through all my, partners and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But you never really got my number, so.
Right, okay.
My number?
Yeah.
My number.
Yeah.
For many years, people in the industry ignored the warning signs. Strange moments were treated like jokes, uncomfortable videos became memes, and serious concerns were quietly overlooked. Now, with a documentary by 50 Cent bringing attention back to the story, people are taking a closer look at everything, and old rumors are coming up again. At the center of it are Diddy, a powerful figure known for shaping careers, and Justin Bieber, a young and talented star who entered that world before he was fully ready. The situation shows how power, silence, and people going along with things can hide the truth for a long time.
Is this real life?
Yes, this is real life.
I feel crazy. The world is spinning around me.
Don't touch your stitches, Justin. Bieber, don't touch your stitches.
What's happening?
No.
Bieber, stop.
You have 4 eyes. I have 2 fingers.
We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. When he signed to Usher, I had legal guardianship of Usher when he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So and we gonna go full.
Like a perfect modern fairy tale, but behind the fame was a more troubling reality. He was a young talent trying to navigate powerful adult spaces with very little protection. Old videos and interviews show him in environments where status, access, and influence often mattered more than basic boundaries. At the time, many people brushed these moments off as normal parts of celebrity life instead of questioning whether they were harmful. Looking back now, it feels less like a few random incidents and more like a bigger pattern, where the industry chose to ignore what was happening. It also brings up a difficult question: who is truly responsible when a young person's future is tied to these kinds of opportunities?
What's going on with you guys? Are you working together?
I'm not. I mean, I think that we've become friends in a strange way, you know.
Like Robin Big.
Yeah. It's like exactly.
I'm Big and you're Robin.
Yeah. No, I mean, to a lot of us, he's like a little brother. You know what I'm saying? He's not afraid to call and ask for advice. He's somebody that, in the industry-wise, the record industry is a strong family, and he's somebody that, we definitely have our arms around, and we want to protect him because he's such genuinely a nice person. Besides his talent, you know what I'm saying? He's one of the greatest kids that you could ever know.
Justin, You know, Diddy bought his son a Bentley. Maybe, you know, he could buy you one also while you're out.
Got me a Lamborghini.
Oh, well, that's nice.
I haven't gotten it yet, though.
Yeah, I know. When is that coming, that Lamborghini? We talked about this last
time. He
time.
had the Lamborghini for a day or two, and he had access to the house, and he knows better than to be talking about the things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television.
For years, 50 Cent presented himself as separate from Sean Diddy Combs' circle, someone who understood the environment but chose not to be part of it. Back then, many people dismissed his warnings as just personal rivalry. Now, with increasing legal pressure and changing public opinion, those same statements are being taken more seriously. It shows how warnings can exist long before anyone pays attention, and how criticism is often ignored when it comes from someone people don't want to listen to. In the end, it raises a bigger question: how many early signs are overlooked simply because of who speaks up?
We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. When he signed to Usher, I had legal guardianship of Usher when you know he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So and we gonna go full.
Diddy's influence went far beyond music, helping decide who got into the spaces where careers could either grow or come to a stop. Justin Bieber's closeness to that world showed a bigger pattern in the industry, where opportunities often came through powerful people and private connections instead of clear and fair systems.
Things I shouldn't have been seeing at that age. What does that tell you? That he's seen some things, he was around some things when he was young that he shouldn't have been at a Diddy party. So that's going to show you that there are certain things that are happening that's going on that here this kid was saying he shouldn't even seen it and been around it himself. So all the other celebrities who saw it and they stand quiet about it. Ain't that in our culture? No snitching. And I felt a certain way when Usher got on Shay Shay, and I don't mean to mention other people's platforms, but he got on Shay Shay and he mentioned how great and how good Puff taught him and everything. You know what I'm saying? About the business, right? I know, and people know, that was around that in that time that Puff and Usher did have a situation. And that situation led Usher to the hospital. Now I let Usher explain that to y'all. I let Usher tell that story. But how dare you say a man that groomed you gonna give him a pass? Bruh, you know.
The bigger issue isn't just what may have happened behind closed doors. It's about why accountability failed in a system where success depends so much on being close to powerful people. In that kind of environment, boundaries can easily become unclear, being careful might be seen as a weakness, and even protecting yourself can feel like it could cost you opportunities. In the end, the real question becomes clear: who truly has the power to say no, and who ends up facing the consequences when they can't?
Which video? The song Lonely. Let me see.
Everybody knows my best. I'm so easy to blame. Maybe that's the price you pay for the money and fame at an early age.
He even came out and said stuff about how when he was younger, he was being taken advantage of, which is true. The problem was being a victim of the diddler. What happens? Because he has so much dirt on you, if you go out into the public, he may have videos, he may have embarrassing things, he might even have incriminating footage of you doing things that you were forced to under the influence.
Long before Justin Bieber became a global star, Usher had already talked about joining Diddy's circle as a teenager and later mentioned the kind of adult pressures he faced. His experience suggests these patterns didn't start with just one person, they were already there. When the same kinds of situations repeat across different generations, it points to something bigger than isolated incidents. It shows a deeper issue in the system, where power and influence are passed down without real change. That leads to an important question: why did nothing improve when the next young star entered the same environment?
Partying with P. Diddy has just emerged, and it looks horrifying. Bieber was not in his right state of mind. Here's the video.
Oh, he's bad boy now.
Look at that. Whoa, look at that.
It's your icon alert.
Look at that.
It's called.
Does that look normal to you guys? What's going on here? He gets down on his knees, starts drinking. Diddy right there. Look at his eyes.
As attention around Diddy grew stronger, many of his former allies stayed silent, while 50 Cent kept speaking out. This highlighted an unspoken rule in the industry, where speaking up can damage relationships, and staying quiet helps protect them. In that kind of environment, loyalty and self-preservation begin to overlap. It shows how honesty can sometimes conflict with career survival, raising a tough question: can real accountability ever exist under these conditions?
Will come out and just like sue him. Like, we need Usher. No, we do. We need a victim to come out and be honest about him, because what I'm realizing is that he's gonna fake the funk until the victim, man. He's just gonna keep on sucking the devil's. And I don't know, you know, like with a baby, that pacifier, sometimes you gotta pull it out. You know what I'm saying? And take it away, right? When the babies used to sucking on the pacifier, that motherfucker gonna keep sucking on that shit until you do what? Till you take it out the mouth. Now it's gonna scream and holler, but eventually it will get used to the fact that his mouth is no longer full with that object. And that it's time to just, you know, learn how to live without it. He been sucking on Diddy's dick a long time. It's time for him to learn how to make this thing happen without the devil's dick in his mouth or ass.
Oh, you don't think if he sued, he'll just Lil Woody the situation? And I don't recall. I don't recall.
No, because I think if a victim comes out against Usher, it'll show how egregious this shit is. Because if he can be a predator, then anybody.
Justin Bieber has never publicly accused Diddy of any criminal wrongdoing, but his later openness about anxiety, instability, and emotional exhaustion adds another layer to the story. It suggests he faced intense pressure at a very young age, surrounded by adults with different interests, while trying to handle massive success without enough guidance or support. This view highlights a bigger issue: growing up too quickly in an environment where protection and personal boundaries were not always the main priority.
That boy that got rushed to the hospital. They're not seeing what the intentions was in his heart when he took Justin Bieber there.
Oh.
Let's be honest. He took Justin Bieber there. Diddy had been trying to get to Bieber for a minute, and his management was backing him off. But it wasn't until Usher took over management and had guardianship and gave temporary guardianship to the diddler for 48 hours. Think about that. He had already been to the hospital. That situation that Gene was talking about. And you still took Bieber there. But you got custody of him first.
Yeah.
Diddy had already tried. They wouldn't let him. Actually, someone made reference to the fact that Diddy trying to get at Bieber the way he was trying to get at Bieber was looking a little predatory. And then Usher came in and discovered it and managed him and got custody of him and promised to look after him. And then he sent him to the diddler. Does that sound like a good guy?
It's horrible.
Does that sound like a good guy? Now that we know what Diddy's really like. What kind of fucking asshole do you gotta be to take another boy, another talented...
This isn't about making legal judgments, but about recognizing human impact, where harm may show up years later as emotional stress, instability, or unspoken pain that builds over time in a system shaped by pressure and constant exposure. It raises a wider question: why do we often wait for a single clear accusation before accepting that something may have gone wrong, especially when the problem could be structural rather than just a few isolated cases?
fresh off a goddamn plane.
Fresh off the garden stage. That's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and, damn, pause, but like that's how. Back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the Frosted Flakes. You know what I'm saying? Before pause was invented. You know what I'm saying? But it's my brother for real. We used to actually wrestle off of the Frosted Flakes because he used to always get up early. Now he's one of the richest stars in the world. And
What did Puff just say? Nobody's gonna acknowledge this with me. Puff just said we used to wrestle over the Frosted Flakes, and we're streaming live. That was stupid. Listen, that was stupid. Listen,
having a good time.
Usher is a procurer. And if Usher knew what was going to happen to any of those young children that he took to the Flavor Freak office, he a good guy. Especially considering what happened to him. Especially considering that he sat with Howard Stern and Howard Stern said, would you send your kids to Puffy's Flavor Camp? And his immediate response was, hell no! So it's good enough for everybody else's kids, but it's not good enough for yours. Yours are just good enough to die in Lake Lanier with no real investigation. Got it? Like, these aren't good people!
All right, Jeff.
He's not good! He's a... And the simple fact that Justin Bieber literally made a public statement and said, Usher asked me to do the Super Bowl with him and I turned it down.
Run for the hills.
Why would he turn it down?
Well, she's crazy. She's a superstar.
Superstar, right? So, so you're there and you see her and you see the way she's reacting to you. And I wonder what was going through your mind, because I've never had a chance to ask you that, because I know what was going through her mind, because I've never had a chance to ask her that. And it's pretty clear in the video what's going through her mind. She can't even. What was going through your mind when you saw that kind of reaction? And also now in the knowledge that you were just coming out of that space yourself.
I wanted to protect the moment. You know, I don't know how many opportunities I'm going to get. You know, we never know how many opportunities we're going to get with anybody. I mean, it just, I'm tearing up thinking about it, just with the Kobe situation, you know. You just never know. And so I just wanted to be a good example, you know, and yeah.
Did you feel protective of her?
Yeah, I definitely feel protective of her. It was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone, you know, telling me they love me and, you know, just turn their back on you in a second. So yeah, it's hard because I want her to know that, you know, she can count on me, but at the end of the day, I'm never gonna force myself to be in a relationship with her. It has to be natural, right? So I just kind of, you know, let her do her thing, and if she ever needs me, I'm gonna be here for her. But yeah, just protecting those moments, because people take for granted encounters, and yeah, so yeah, I just want to protect her, you know. I don't want her to lose it. I don't want her to, you know, go through anything I went through. I don't wish that upon anybody. So yeah, if she ever needs